everyone, Monroe Steele here from Fashion Steele NYC, and welcome back to my channel in another We Gotta Talk, Let's Chat All Things Fashion Month video. Make sure to give your girl a thumbs up and subscribe if you love fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and travel videos. Get your coffee, get your tea, get your wine, get your snacks. This is gonna be a good one. I am back in Miami. I did my normal routine this morning. I did my skincare. I put on my native. I made myself a double espresso iced coffee in this stunning glass that's linked down below. But also, I have to shout out Native for sponsoring today's video. You guys know I have worked with Native a few times, and it's that time. It's that time to be aluminum free, to be plastic free. And you guys, the scents are so good. So let me give you the tea on Native. So Native's plastic free deodorant now comes 100% plastic free. Y'all know I'm trying to reduce my carbon footprint in all areas of my life, so this is incredible. It's the same formula as their regular deodorant with just more sustainable packaging. And if you're new to Native, it is aluminum free, paraben free, vegan, as well as cruelty free. Now what I love about Native is it goes on smooth, it's not sticky, it's not tacky, it lasts for 72 hours. And of course they have some incredible scents. The scents that I pick are coconut and vanilla. Smells like a tropical oasis. And then we have the cotton and lily. This is probably my favorite at the moment. I love that it smells very fresh and clean. This is also sensitive. Your girl has the most sensitive pits, so I love that they have sensitive options. And lastly, I have the aloe and green tea. This just has a fresh, springy zing, which I love. Since I live here in Miami, I feel like this is definitely a Miami scent. Native also has a new cabin collection, so if you're looking for fall scents, you can check out their warm cider and cinnamon scents. 3 plastic-free deodorants would normally cost you $39, but if you use my link down below and my code Monroe2, all capital letters, you can get 3 for $26, which is a savings of 33%. You know your girl is gonna get you some savings. You can also use my code for 20% off of any body wash and toothpaste. So shout out to Native for sponsoring today's video. And without further ado, we are gonna get into my updated makeup routine. I'm gonna put on an outfit for you guys. We're gonna do a get ready with me while we chat all things Fashion Month. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right guys, so let's get into it. I have my notes. I have my makeup drawer here. Oh, so organized. I love an organized makeup drawer. I've been doing my makeup a little bit different. I'm gonna show you how I did it mostly for Paris. I've been using all kinds of different foundations and things, just playing around with more glowy makeup with the Westman Atelier. Love them. They're at Sephora. I'll link their products down below. As well as my favorite from Beauty Counter. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with Beauty Counter today because I want a more matte look. So we will start with the Beauty Counter Dew Skin tinted moisturizer, and like I said, I am upgrading my life. I'm trying to use more clean things, including like Native, as well as on my face, because I've seen such great benefits of switching to clean makeup for my skin that I definitely want to do it for the rest of my body. So we're gonna start with this as a base, and again, I use number 7. I'm just gonna get a makeup brush here. We're gonna go to town. First question I've been getting about Fashion Month in general is which one did I prefer, because I went to both New York Fashion Week as well as Paris. I gotta say that Paris is more fun. It is. But I do love New York because I get to see a lot of my favorite designers and friends who I've been following their fashion careers for years and being a consumer of their brands. People like Tibby. I love Tibby. Amy Smilovic is a genius. Her cool, effortless style just translates to everything she does on the runway. And she is one of those people who actually teaches. Like, if you want to get into fashion designing and the whole design industry. She is not a gatekeeper. She shares on all of her platforms from YouTube to Instagram. So I love that. And I think she's great, and I really enjoyed her show. In fact, her show was one of my favorites, and I think one of the most well-styled shows of New York Fashion Week. I'll be inserting a few little clips here for you guys. So yeah, and also like Sammy B, love Sammy. She was on Project Runway. She's incredible, Black designer. I want everything from her collection. And then there's Fee Noel, oh, another incredible Black designer out of Grenada. That collection was probably my favorite of New York Fashion Week. And all the people were there, like all the girls came dressed. I actually ended up wearing that Rick Owens sparkle skirt to that show. I mean, I do have a few Fee Noel pieces, but of course they were here in Miami. And yeah, so those were some of my favorite shows from New York. And that's one aspect I like about New York. All of my friends in the industry, whether they're content creators, designers, influencers, if they have like publications and such, they all come to New York because it's stateside. And so it's just like a big fun reunion for all the fashion people. And I love that. And it's just the camaraderie, the fun of New York is what makes it really special. And New York was also the first fashion week I ever did. For a long time, I only did New York. And then I did Milan once, and then I did Paris. And once I started doing Paris, I continued to do Paris every season until the bid, y'all know. So yeah, I do love Paris too, because the shows are a lot more grand, of course. I mean, the top of the who's who is in town. I mean, like, I went to dinner one night and literally Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio were there. Like, everybody is in Paris for Paris Fashion Week. Anybody of influence is usually there. And that is just a great place to go to make a name for yourself, to kind of get into the industry, really break into fashion, especially luxury fashion. You got to be at Paris Fashion Week, like, you just have to. And it also takes quite a bit of time to build up those connections when you are a US based creator. And the only way that these PR companies, designers and brands are going to know you is if you put in FaceTime. So you have to go to Paris, you have to go to Milan if you are like in that field and you're trying to take your career to the next level in fashion, where you are international and not just, you know, one place. So they both have their benefits. I love Paris because of course it's Paris. But when it comes to like the fashion, I gotta say Paris is like up here and New York is down here. But when it comes to the traffic, New York is up here and Paris is down here, because my goodness, Paris traffic, it's the worst traffic I've ever experienced in my entire life. And I missed so many shows because the traffic is just bumper to bumper. Like, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, all the time. If it takes 10 minutes to get there, it's gonna take you 30 minutes, like during Fashion Month, or maybe just any time. I don't know what's going on. So here we go. Just a little bit of the Beautycounter Dew Skin Tinted Moisturizer. It's not full coverage. I mean, you can still see a little bit of my hyperpigmentation, and it just gives me a little bit of a glow. So that's the difference between New York and Paris. Let's get into the next question. So a lot of you wanted to know the different trends, especially like street style, not necessarily what's happening on the runway, that I saw between New York and Paris. And there were quite a bit, because during New York Fashion Week, it was actually still quite warm. And Paris was cold. I can't even front, Paris was cold. Going in with a little bit of Laura Mercier, a translucent medium deep ultra blur powder. Now, if I'm going for a no makeup look, I usually just put this on and that's it. It gives me a little bit of color, takes a little bit of the sheen out of the dew makeup. Y'all see that? Y'all see the difference? I've linked this previously and a lot of you got it and you love it. So if you like to do a very light look, or you want to do a no makeup look and not have to do too much, like, I like adding this step because it covers my hyperpigmentation. Something that the beauty counter doesn't really do, but I don't mind because I like my skin to look natural and to look like skin. But this is incredible. You can use this by itself and it just mattifies everything and gives you a nice blur coverage, like wet pores. Wet pores. The pores do not exist. So yeah, definitely will link this down below. So New York Fashion Week was a lot more colorful, lots of bright primary colors for New York Fashion Week. Lots of people were doing suits for street style for New York Fashion Week, like monochrome colored suits. Saw a lot of that. Of course, the Loewe sunglasses, like across the board. Anywhere I went, the Loewe, the new bubble style sunglasses, whether that was in like the cat eye or the square. Of course, I have both. They're everywhere. I know they're getting on people's nerves, but it is what it is, okay? When you go out in the real world, you don't see people wearing them. So if you're only following fashion people, it's gonna seem like to you that all the girls have them, but it's not the case. I've literally never seen them on someone I didn't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, come on, let the girls have their Loewe. Also, Loewe at both Paris Fashion Week and New York Fashion Week is having a moment. I saw a lot of Loewe pieces, whether that is the glove dress, the double denim. I actually wore the double denim Loewe jeans. Insert photo here. Let me remind myself because I will forget. Yes, Loewe is having a moment. And then in Paris, of course, I saw the Loewe denim boots, which I ended up purchasing as well, and the Loewe balloon sandals. I wore both of those footwear pieces during Paris Fashion Week, and I sense that they're going to be everywhere. So yeah, Loewe across the board is having a fashion moment. Although when it comes to their Paris show, and maybe I'm gonna catch some flack for this, and I normally love Loewe, I did not like this collection. We're going in with Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Concealer. So yeah, that might be surprising to all that I did not enjoy the Paris Loewe collection. I just didn't like it. The little flower thing, not for me. I didn't like any of the shoes. Normally I love their footwork. I was not feeling any of it. Normally there's something from the collection. Like, I really love the pixelated top and bottom that they did. I thought that was very, very cool, but just not really my style. Honestly, there was nothing that like jumped out at your girl, which is sad because like I love Loewe. It's like wearing art, but I feel like with this collection it was a little too literal with the art. And then actually some of the pieces I feel like would be better suited for a couture collection, even though they weren't made by couture standards. And that's just how I feel about it. So but if they ever want to invite me to a show, I will go. Like, I'll go. Okay, I still love the brand and I still spend quite a bit of money on their collections. I am dabbling a little bit into their ready to wear. I did buy a Loewe sweater that I wore during Paris Fashion Week. I'll pop that up as well. So yeah, New York Fashion Week was all about Loewe, primary bold colors and suits, and also a lot of denim, a lot of double denim looks. Paris was a little more chicer or is that a word? A little more chic when it came to their street style. Not as colorful, lots of layering because it was cold. Sheer pieces with like wool blazers, oversized blazers, long trench coats, boots, lots of black boots, mini skirts with trench coats, and then a little bit of a boyish style as well, with like the Attico pants, elevated like joggers with heels and blazers. A lot more just, you know, I would say smart for Paris. So not as colorful, but still very, very fun when it came to their street style. So to go ahead and set my under eye concealer, I'm going to use a little bit of Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder in white. All of these things will be linked down below for you all. So another thing a lot of people asked me about was like where I stayed and like what I did. I will probably do a blog post, but I stayed in 2 different places in Paris, and in New York I just stayed at home. I feel like if you go to New York Fashion Week, staying somewhere in Soho would be easy because it's kind of like a midpoint between everywhere. So maybe Nomo Soho is a great one, or 11 Howard Hotel. Anywhere around there would be a good place to stay. For Paris, I stayed at Le Meurice, which is in the first arrondissement, right across the street from the Tuileries, where a lot of the big, huge fashion shows like Dior happen for Paris. Le Meurice, I'm sure a lot of you did a Google search when you watched the vlogs. It is super expensive, probably one of the most expensive hotels in Paris. And no, it wasn't sponsored, and I paid for it myself. But it is a beautiful hotel. And then the second place I stayed was Hotel Alfred Sommier, which is in the Madeleine area, still like a 10-minute walk from Palace Vendôme, which is where it was just like a hub. If you stay in Paris and you're going specifically for like Fashion Week, I suggest staying around the Palais Vendôme area because you have nice restaurants. All of the shopping is there on Rue Saint-Honoré. You have the flagship Chanel on Rue Cambon. And everything is just so close. There's also a Renaissance Vendôme hotel like right behind Le Meurice Hotel, which is a lot more affordable and just a great location. So if you're looking to stay in the center of everything, you're on the other side of the river across from the Eiffel Tower. Not on the same side as the Eiffel Tower, because to be quite frank, for fashion shows, none of them, it's very rare that shows happen on the bank, and I can't remember which bank it is, which side of the Seine it is. None of them really happen on the side of the Eiffel Tower. Now, I know everybody loves to look at the Eiffel Tower, but geographically and to be more economic, you should stay on the other side if you're going specifically for Fashion Week and fashion shows. So the same side as the Louvre and the Tuileries Gardens over in that area is like where to be if you're going for Fashion Week and you don't want to be late to every single show. Using Sephora brow pencil in granite to draw in my brows. So I just combed them up with the spoolie, and I'm just going in and doing upstrokes to fill them in. So yeah, I'll put a few of my favorite hotels down below. Now, a lot of the girls, like the big fashion girls, they're sponsored by these hotels. Like the hotels, Le Meurice, I know they probably sponsor a few people. I saw a couple ads. I ain't gonna name no names. Which one? Hotel Teresa, I believe, sponsors a lot. What's the other one? Athene, they sponsor the big girls. I feel like a lot of the really, really big mega fashion bloggers, they don't pay to stay in these hotels, y'all. And the rooms is like $2,000 a night. And they be putting them up for a week. But I guess they get that money back from just people wanting to stay there based off what they see in, you know, their content. But yeah, for a smaller fashion influencer like myself, and to you I may not seem small, but I'm not comparing, but to the people who are getting like these free rooms, they have millions of like followers and subscribers. So, and they've been doing this a lot longer than I have when it comes to breaking into the luxury industry of Fashion Month. They got the clout, they got the numbers, they deserve. The smaller people like me, we're paying. We're paying out of pocket to go to these fashion months, paying out of pocket for hotels in Milan, paying out of pocket if you come into New York, you don't live there, you're paying out of your pocket. You're paying out of your pocket to go to Paris. Now, this is one of the reasons why I didn't go to Milan and I just went to Paris, because if I would have went to Milan, I would have only broken even when it comes to money. Because I went to Paris only and just kind of like flexed and, you know, had a good time, I actually made money. So let me break this down to you. Yes, I paid for my hotel and like my transportation expenses while I was in Paris. I did not pay for my flight. I paid for that with miles, and yeah, I made that money back. So this is how I made that money back. During New York Fashion Week, I did a ton of collaborations with Fashion Week as the premise. I did some work for Holland Fashion Road. I did some work with Marshalls. I did some work with Meshki, and a few other brands. And the money that I made from that pretty much paid for everything for Paris. And then when I got to Paris, I also did quite a few collaborations with Paris in mind, and I made more money. So I made money. I didn't break even, or I didn't take a loss. And so you just have to kind of keep that in your mind when you're new and you're fresh and you're trying to break into this industry. Nobody is. Well, I have done a few collaborations where I got like a free night or two at different hotels the last time I came to Paris. The time before, I came with like a group of my girlfriends. And so it is possible to negotiate rates and things, and I have done that before. I had a comp stay with Renaissance Republique Paris Hotel, with Hotel Adele and Jules, and I think Hotel Teresa, or one other one, where I was literally bouncing from place to place, because one place would give me 3 days, one place would give me 2 days, one place would give me 1 day. And so I just did what I had to do. But that can be a lot when you're trying to move between places and like go to shows. So yeah, all of those things paid for out of my pocket, but the exposure I got and also the brands that I was able to put FaceTime with, it's just gonna continue to pay off for future times that I go to Paris. Between Paris and New York, Paris is a lot harder, I believe, to break into, to get like on PR lists, especially if you don't have an agency or you're not with anyone. Me, I am independent. I don't have an agent. I don't have, I'm not represented by anyone. It's just me. So it's a little bit harder for me to break into places like KCD Worldwide, Paris. So hard to break into there. Like, you gotta know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who will vouch for you to get on like PR lists, to get into their shows. Paris is pretty much run by Lucien Pages Communications, and that is an easier one to get into. They have smaller, more indie shows, which I enjoy, because the brands that they represent for the smaller shows, I actually shop them on places like Essence and Farfetch, and then I've heard of them as well. And they also do the super huge big shows. Like, think of any big show that happened during Paris, like the Balmain show, I believe. No, they didn't handle that show, but they handle a ton of shows. So yeah, it just, you gotta pay to play, especially when you're a woman of color and trying to break into luxury fashion in a place like Paris. All right guys, so I'm just gonna line my brows on the bottom, give them a little more definition, and then I'm gonna go in with a little concealer, the same concealer I used before. I need to turn you off because you're doing the most. Same concealer I used before, and just clean them up a bit because I like them to be a little sharp, you know? I think that's my new MO. Very, very sharp brows. And again, speaking about the money, I also take into account the money I'm making from not only my New York Fashion Week YouTube videos, but Paris as well. They will probably be pretty high ranking videos. So yeah, I did really well this fashion month by just doing New York and Paris and like pitching myself for fashion month collaborations that will offset those costs. And I mean, those are things you have to kind of think about when you are wanting to go, you know, because it is very expensive. I mean, you can find cheaper hotels and cheaper flights as well. So I'll be sure to link a few places that I've stayed during my previous trips. You can always go the Airbnb route as well. Right, so I think my brows are pretty much done. I'll link all the products I use down below. But also for Paris or even New York, it's not enough to just show up and go to the show and maybe like take a pretty picture. You kind of need to talk about the collection, give the designer some kind of press, maybe expose your audience to something new from that designer, for them to care or want to even invite you to anything. Yeah, so that's that. I feel like I had something else to say about, I wrote down some bullet points. Oh, about getting show invites and party invites. So yeah, that's all up to PR agencies like KCD, Lucien Pages or Pages, as to whether you get an invite. Purple PR, a lot of those companies handle lists, and you have to have some kind of connection or you have to have someone bidding for you. I mean, there are like public relations firms that specifically handle like Paris and even Milan, where you can be a part of their network and they help you to get dressed by brands and get invited to shows. I'm sure that that's for a fee, but it's worth looking into if you want to go that route. Gonna go in with my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. This is super old. I probably shouldn't be using these products, but look at the colors, so amazing. I'm just gonna do my everyday look that I pretty much did for all of Paris because a lot of you were asking for that. I'm gonna go in with this color called Punk. It's kind of like a deep mocha chocolate brown, this one here. And I'll just use my finger. Okay. Definitely another thing I wanted to talk about is competition. It does not exist. I really wish, like sometimes I get DMs like, oh, it's such and such nice in person, or things like, oh, you killed it, you did it so much better than XYZ. And it's just, I want y'all to stop. Black women, I'm talking to you, because y'all are the only ones, and I love y'all, I'm black women, like I'm rooting for everybody black, but y'all are the only ones who need tea, who need drama. Nobody else is DMing me asking who's a bitch, who's a bigger. It's like no one is doing that, except for y'all. Why do y'all love tea and drama? It's just so low vibrational. All of us want to see all of us win. The more of us winning, the better for the next person, the better for those coming up after us. The easier it is, the better it is to see more of us in one place. It becomes the norm. Why do specifically black women want there to be only one? Why can't your fave be the only one? Why can't her fave be one as well? It's just giving very much high school drama competition, and it's not everybody. Most of the women love to see everybody win, love to see us all together. And then there are some who just love to pit people against people and say, oh, this person's better than this person got into this show, that person didn't get invited to that party. And it's just, please stop. Because none of us are looking at it like that. We all just happy to be here. We are all happy to be where we are. We are all wishing each other well. And it's just, there's no tea. There's no drama. But a lot of y'all want it, and it's disturbing. So I'm just gonna say it here, and it's the last time I'm gonna ever address this. Do not come at me with pitting me against someone or pitting someone against me. I won't stand for it, not in my comments, not in my DMs. You don't have to put down somebody else to lift me up, and vice versa for anyone. Like, we all just happen to be here. So yeah, please stop. Like, and that's the thing. As a race of people, black people that is, that I'm talking to right now, I'm sure I have a wide range of people who watch my channel, and thank you. I love all y'all. We are really the only ones who fight like this amongst ourselves. And this is why we can't get ahead. So let's cut it out. Cut it out. Don't come at me with that energy, okay? And y'all do it sometimes. I'm gonna delete your comment if you tell me, oh, you did it better than blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna delete it. We not propagating that kind of mentality over here, okay? I feel like I need to do something else. Okay, I'm gonna do a cat eye. Of course, I am gonna use the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid liner in, I think this is the darkest black there is. I'm gonna have to do this off camera because y'all know I cannot do it on camera. But all of these products will be linked down below. I'm gonna try and do like the super tiniest cat eye known to man. I'm gonna let y'all watch, but I feel like y'all gonna make me nervous and I might mess it up. Cute. By the way, what are y'all watching on TV? I'm watching this thing, Tell Me Lies or something. It's so good. I'm also watching The Patient. That's actually really good too. I like a little scary something every now and then. I mean, it is October. And I think this year I'm actually gonna attempt to do a Vlogmas. We gotta see what my editors say. I probably won't do it every day, but we'll see what I can manage. All right, this is what we're working with. Remember, they're sisters, not twins. Okay, let's go ahead and put on a little mascara. I always use the same one, the Giorgio Armani. It's my favorites. Extra, extra, extra black. I always cringe when I watch people put on eyeliner in a video. Something very visceral about it. There we go. All right, I forgot to mention that for me, I usually save money during New York because of course I have a place there. And so I'm not spending as much, but the Ubers. Mented, which is a black owned business. Mascara, I love it. Spoolie of Dreams. What else? What else did I get comments on about Fashion Month? Oh, brands that like I'm loving right now, not 6 months in the future when it comes out, that I saw it at Fashion Month, although we'll get into that too. Diesel. I'm a Diesel girl. I wore 2 dresses from Diesel. Actually, I didn't even wear one of them. I only wore one. But you saw it in, well, is this video going out before? I'm doing an Everything I Bought in Paris video. It's going to be a part of that. But Diesel is having a moment. And I don't know whether it's because it's a very Y2K-esque brand. And that's like really huge right now on TikTok. I never really paid Diesel any attention until maybe like the last 2 years. But yeah, I'm loving the juxtaposition of pretty and super edgy. Like I bought this hooded, like a hoodie dress with chiffon at the bottom, and they have them in like 10 different colors. It's so good. I bought the Heather Gray, which has like beautiful pink chiffon at the bottom, and it's just like everything. I love this brand. It's giving very much street, very fun, very easy to wear, which I like. I don't like things that I have to think too hard about how to style it and how to wear it, and Diesel is doing it. I love their like chiffon pieces and really sexy slinky dresses. The vibe is really giving me like Carrie Bradshaw season 2. If you know, you know. So I've been wearing a lot of Diesel, or not a lot, but I'm just really into the brand. I'll link the dress I'm talking about down below. I'll pop some photos up as well. And yeah, I'll link a few things that I'm loving. I think they're actually having a sale, so jump on it. Jump on it. I'm also wearing a lot of Loewe. We already discussed that. And just brands in general that I'm more interested in after seeing Street Style at New York and Paris Fashion Week is Dries. I think New York did it for me. I only owned one Dries Van Noten or Noten piece. It's a beautiful chiffon multicolored skirt. I wore it in Paris. I'll put a picture here. And right before I went to Paris, I went to Two Minds, which is a luxury designer store in Meatpacking District in New York City. I'll put the deets down below. And I tried on this stunning Dries skirt and I fell in love. Like, I am such a huge fan. The pieces are piecing, okay? The design, the silhouettes, that maxi skirt denim with the slit in the front and the back, when I wore that during Paris, I feel like I broke Paris. I did. You heard it here first. Don't worry, I'll put Paris back together. But it was a moment. I paired it with this stunning Ronnie Kobo sweater that I've had for a while from Intermix, and these Numero 21 bow sandals that I've had for years. And it was a vibe in a moment. And I love the silhouette of that skirt. They asked me if I wanted to hem it. I said, please no. I have heels tall enough for this. Trust and believe, lady. Trust and believe. So on my top lashes, I always do Mented Cosmetics. On my bottom, I always do Benefit Cosmetics. They're real because the spoolie is a lot more separated and bulbish. Can you see? There you go. So it really grabs those bottom lashes and gives you this like, whoo, Bambi look. And I'm into it. Don't forget your bottom lashes. They need love too. So yeah, really into Dries. Also really into Saint Laurent. Their outerwear, sick. Anybody who had Saint Laurent outerwear on, whether that's a blazer, anything, it's so tailored to perfection. So good, so expensive, my God, but so good. I would love to own at least one Saint Laurent outerwear piece. I'm actually thinking about the bomber jacket. I just wouldn't get enough wear out of it unless I spend at least, I don't know, a couple of months out of the year in New York, which I do. So maybe I'll scratch that off of my wish list. Also the Attico. I've been seeing a lot of the Attico, and I'm very, very interested in their fall footwear. Oh, they have these boots, these black buttery boots with kind of a rounded square toe, but they kind of squish up around the ankle, and then they're sharp. Those boots are doing something to me. Like, I feel like the Attico, I love their pieces. I wore like one of their dresses to the Kith BMW party in Paris. Why are they so expensive for what it is? It's so expensive for what it is. I mean, given the quality is nice and everything, but girl, the pieces are expensive. And the Attico is not necessarily a luxury brand, but they giving me luxury prices. They giving me Louis prices. They giving me you know, Balmain prices. They giving me big prices. Girl, I'm gonna have to save up. But yeah, I'll link those boots down below if you want to know what boots I'm talking about. Also, Off-White. I'm very much now into Off-White. I feel like just seeing people wear these pieces, they're doing something to me. Off-White and like the tomboyish look, I'm living for it. I like being comfortable. Now, am I gonna wear a pair of sweatpants every day? No. But am I gonna wear a pair of lavender, oversized, slouchy, huge pockets, kind of like a watercolor with like the sharpest, highest pair of black pumps that I own and a blazer? I am. I'm definitely gonna do that. Off-White is just, especially the Paris collection, oh my god, so good. I dropped quite a bit of money in Off-White shopping. I think that video is coming up next. You'll see it. Okay, the eyes are done. They're fun. Yeah, they're fun. I'm gonna go in and contour. Now, I used to use a different contour, but now I'm using this. This is the Dior Backstage Flash Perfector Concealer. So I'm using concealer as a contour. This is the color 8N. It's very much given Espresso by Rihanna, which is a cream base. I wanted to try a liquid based contour, but I couldn't find one. Everyone that I found is, or everyone that I kind of liked is cream based. So I wanted to try a liquid base and see how I would like that. This smells amazing, by the way. Like, I don't know what they put in this, but Dior got the answers. And so it just goes on very smooth. And what I like about this is how creamy it just blends right into the skin. Let me show you guys what I've been using. So I've been using this. This is Makeup by Mario. This is actually another contour. It's cream. I use this one on my nose. We'll get to it. But it has a brush on one end and the contour on the other. This color is Dark Soft Sculpt, Makeup by Mario. I use this little brush here and I just brush up. Y'all see it. And this, I love how it just melts. Y'all see how it just melts into your skin. Now I might have went overboard. Don't worry, I'm blending. I'm looking real harsh right now. Don't worry, it's gonna turn out great. Oh, it's giving I've been on vacation in St. Lucia or Barbados. But really, I've been in Paris and New York where the sun does not exist. I'll link this down below because I feel like y'all should try it. I mean, it is concealer, so it's also concealing, which is doing multiple things. And like, why wouldn't we want it to do multiple things? So now I am gonna go in with this Makeup by Mario and contour the nose because I feel like that Dior concealer is a little too wet for my nose and it's gonna like bleed everywhere. So I'm gonna take my little flat brush from e.l.f., my contouring brush. It's really great. I'll link it down below. And I'm using natural light here, so you guys excuse me if the light changes. I like using natural light. We're just gonna blend that a little more with my favorite BMX 180 blending brush. You can get these at Target. You can also get them at Walmart. See, it's so seamless how that blends. I love it, you guys. And it's a concealer. Like, I'm heel-toed. You can't see my feet, but that's what's happening. So there we go. Eek! I feel cute. Okay, let's go in with my favorite blush of the moment, which is Makeup Forever. Don't know the color of this. Need to figure that out. But also, you know what? Should I use the Westman Atelier? I remember last time I told you guys I was going to use it. Where is it? Why? Oh, here it is. Westman Atelier Clean Makeup brand. Clean luxury makeup brand from Zara. Remember I told you guys I was going to use this and see? Still fresh. Let's see how it looks. Ooh. This is going to blend nice. I can already tell. And y'all know I be going overboard with the blush. I hope this blend good because, my God. Oh, look at it. Y'all know I don't use cream blushes. This is the first time. This is amazing. It's called Pop It from Gucci Westman. Westman Atelier Clean Makeup line from Zara. I mean, not from Zara, from Sephora. Why do people always mix up Zara and Sephora? They're like the same, you know? Oh, it blends so nice. I freaking love it. This is my new favorite. Look, y'all, we discovered something new together. Here for it. So good. Okay, let's take down the shine a bit. Your girl is in here sweating. I don't got the AC on because I want to make sure y'all hear me. We're gonna go in with a little Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I'm gonna lock this all in and do a lip. And a lot of people are like, oh, is that gonna take away? I dusted it so light that it's not gonna take away from the makeup. Okay, any more questions about Fashion Month? Oh yeah, which shows I enjoyed the most from Paris. I would say my favorite show that I actually attended was probably Gaucher, which is a French brand. It was great. Every single thing I saw in that collection, I would wear. Everything is very easy, very breezy, without trying too hard. It's not over the top. Things can be mixed and matched. They had a lot of like chiffon pieces that just kind of blow in the wind, open back tops, like baggy, like denim, or maybe not denim, but a denim look-alike. Jeans. It was just like everything that's trending right now, they made something that incorporated that trend without it being a copy of something that's already kind of been done. Like everything was beautiful. I think even Rhea said that she will wear everything in that collection. Everything spectacular. If you have not heard of them, I'll have them rolling here so you can kind of see what their collection looks like. It's so good. There's so many pieces I want, and I'm going to put on my list for next spring, summer, for sure. I want to do a dark lip. I just feel my prettiest when I do a dark lip. I don't know why. I'm going to do Makeup by Mario, Nicole. And I did wear this quite a bit in Paris. I just feel like it's so fun. It's a great color for fall too. And even though it's a little matte. It's very creamy and moisturizing. All right guys, so that is my makeup look. It's my updated routine, pretty much the same look I wore during Paris Fashion Week. Let's go put on an outfit because your girl got some errands to run, and let's finish off these questions. All right guys, so I got myself together. I put on this white shirt. This is actually a bodysuit from Norma Kamali. It is one of my favorite tops of all time. Every time I wear it, I get so many compliments. It actually has Velcro here, and then the bodysuit kind of stops and it turns into like a leotard bottom there. But I love these because the hem is perfect for just pairing it with an easy pair of jeans. These are my favorite mom jeans from And Other Stories. Let's go ahead and find a fragrance. I think today we're gonna go with Unusual Fruit from Zara. I've been wearing this so much. I love it. It's definitely the fig in here that I love the most. And because I'm already wearing my earrings from Idol, I'm gonna put on my Idol lab grown diamond necklace as well. I'm just running a few errands, and then I'm meeting some friends for a late lunch. So I love this little floating diamond, so pretty. Matches my Idol earrings. Let's see what we want to do for footwork. I want to be comfortable, so I think we're just gonna go with a slide. Maybe these from Hermes. Easy breezy. I'll show you the full look and then we're out of here. All right guys, so here is the full look, wearing this Norma Kamali top. I'm wearing a medium, by the way. Love this top. It does have 3 strips here that you can Velcro up. The jeans are super old from And Other Stories, but I'll link some similars. I mean, they're so old, I've literally ripped them. And then I'm wearing these Hermes Oran sandals in this super fun, like green apple color. The perfume, of course, is Unusual Fruit from Zara. And for my native, I am wearing the Cotton and Lily native scent. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm gonna head out, but I really enjoyed creating this video and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Remember, everything I showed and used are linked down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much on all the love you showed me on my New York Fashion Week and Paris Fashion Week content. It was so fun. And now I'm gonna relax. Like, I need to take a trip somewhere, maybe Palm Springs or someplace, so I can rejuvenate and recoup and prepare for the next big fashion event for me, which will be Art Basel here in Miami Beach in December. So yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, if you learned something, if you just enjoyed the Kiki, please do give me a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. You can also thumbs up from your TV by clicking the up button, going to my face, and then just going over and clicking the thumbs up. And I would love it if you would subscribe as well. Join the fam. I am trying to get to 100,000 subscribers this year, so help your girl out. And again, special thanks to Native for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Remember, you can use my link down below and my code Monroe2, all capital letters, to get 3 plastic-free deodorants for just $26 instead of $39. Again, 33% savings. You can also use my code for 20% off of any body washes as well as toothpaste. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.